17th of March. Top of the morning to you on St. Patrick's Day. To all the Irish and to everybody else, you know, the wannabes. Camped here at a campsite getting ready to go. Just have a short day today, like 12 miles or something like that. And but the temptation here is that because I don't have that many miles to do, that I delay and lollygag around, and it ends up being, you know, like the end of the day by the time I get back to my trail car. So I'm gonna try not to do that, but sort of right on cue for St. Patrick's Day, the mist came rolling in. It was kind of quaint, yeah. Anyway, moving on, and looks like the trail is going to be pretty cruisy today, as far as I can tell, as far as, you know, terrain and things like that. But looking for some water. I had a dry camp here last night, and not quite fully hydrated this morning, so it's going to be a few miles before I get to some known water source. Sort of. I was just sitting there waiting for previous day's video to upload. And I had an interesting observation, not the first time I've seen this. If you click on the video, you know, what's the status? How much is uploaded? It starts working faster than if it was just, you know, you weren't looking. I was wondering if this was sort of like quantum mechanics, you know, where an elementary particle, if you're observing it, it does one thing. And if you're not, it does not much. I think supervisors sort of know this phenomenon too. Or as we say in the Navy, you get what you inspect. Thoughts for the day. I can tell here, I'm walking on an old rail bed here. There's no doubt about it. You can tell from the topography. So you can see the long, steep slope coming down. Oops, it goes way down in that little valley down there. Yep. And then you have this huge berm, actually, before it continues way down that steep grade. And it's connecting, this berm basically is connecting a level spot on that side and a relatively level spot up ahead here, along the side of the, you know, cut into the side of the slope where it's just a little more easy to manage. But they had, I mean, this was dug out and filled in, you know, with a steam shovel or something to build probably a narrow gauge railway, you know, for ore extraction or maybe for timber. There were a lot of railways, you know, in the early days. Okay, moving on. A few days ago, I passed a sign 1/4 of the way between Georgia and Maine. I was kind of surprised by that. It didn't seem that much. But then I've done through hikes before. And here's my observations on through hikes. First 10%, you're like, oh, I'm never going to get to that first 10%. It's just like forever. And the second 10%, well, that was rather faster. Okay, now I'm 1/4 of the way done. Wow, quarter of the way done. And then suddenly you're half the way done. And I can tell you on the AT, north of the Mason-Dixon line, it goes faster and faster. At least psychologically, at least in your mind. And I was thinking of the year between when I was 7 and 8. And in the summertime, I could remember the wintertime. I could remember building snowmen and having snowball fights. I could remember it being cold and going in and having some hot soup. But that was like long ago. Long ago. I mean, so much had happened. I'd climbed so many trees. I'd learned so much in school. That was just like long ago. And then as the years go by, the years go faster. I can't really tell you about the year between when I was 27 and 28 and how many trees I climbed and what I learned. It all kind of blends in, and the years go faster and faster and faster. So I guess my thought today is that Katahdin comes for everyone. You better make sure that you're on a path that you want to be on, because you better make sure that you savor every one of those days, every one of those miles, every one of those sections, because they come faster and faster and faster for us all. Well, I made it safely to my car, Dickey Gap, and Quicksand and Wildcard and his dog Ace were here. So it was nice to say hi to Quicksand again and meet Wildcard and Ace. Ace is a good dog. And as we were discussing what to do here, their shuttle came up and they went into Marion for the night. They told me about some severe weather coming up tomorrow, so I'm going to have to take a look at that. Lightning tomorrow, so yeah, we'll take a look at that when I get into town and get an updated forecast. See what's going to happen in the next 48 hours. But yeah, back to sort of semi-civilization. I want to close out the day. So I drove my car into town, was getting scheduled to book a room for the night. I got an updated forecast. Looked like the next 2 days were going to be pretty bad with where I was going to be. Fair amount of rain, and the first day with a lot of lightning. And I don't want to be up on the ridges with lightning. So, long story short, while I was there, I was figuring where I was going to book a room, and then I decided, well, I'm not going to book a room. I'm actually going to drive home, because I live in Virginia, and it's close enough now, or where I'm hiking is close enough now, that if need be, I can drive home for a day or two, and having two cars, it's not a problem. I just get in my car and drive home. Instead of taking the Zero in some motel in Wytheville, I'm going to be taking the Zero at home and getting a few things done. So we'll see about 0-day videos, but that's where I am right now.